Hi, my name's Amanda and I'm currently undergoing orthodontic treatment in preparation for double jaw surgery. My last update, which was a couple of weeks ago, was quite a negative update. To recap, I had lost my orthodontist. I don't mean lost as in dropped him somewhere, as in my orthodontist who'd been with me from the start had left, and there seemed to have been some confusion over my treatment. Questions had gone unanswered, and the whole experience had been a bit shambolic. So I was very distressed, and as a result I booked a subsequent appointment with the head, well, my husband booked a subsequent appointment with the head consultant orthodontist a couple of weeks ago, just over a couple of weeks ago. And it couldn't have been a more different experience. As soon as I walked in, she explained that she was going to be my orthodontist from now on because she sort of knew my case history. She was the one that ultimately made the decision to take my upper teeth out last year. Yeah, she knows what's going on inside my gob, which is good enough for me. And I was wrong. She wasn't fearsome at all. She was really nice. But anyway, so that was good news. As soon as I walked in, to learn that I was now under her care was actually quite a positive thing. So, I explained that I'd had this disastrous appointment a few weeks earlier, and it hadn't been written down in my records. There was absolutely no record of that appointment, which proves there was something up that day. I don't know what, but I'm not going to worry too much. Let's pretend it didn't happen. I said I had a couple of questions from my dentist. One about having my bottom teeth removed. The answer's no to that one. And the other one was where he had expressed concern over a molar band at the back, where some of the cement had come away. He was worried it was a potential food trap. And she agreed, and she topped it up with more cement, no problem. So that was, again, a win. With regards to my adjustment, she took off the power chain that the previous person had put on, which was the only positive thing to come out of that appointment, I have to say, because in about 3 days it closed 2 little gaps on that side up completely. I have no gaps on that side at all. So she took off the power chain, which went all the way from the back across to my eye tooth. And where my teeth were permanently wired behind the arch wire, excuse me, permanently wired in 2 parts. The molars were wired, and then the front teeth were wired. She took off the 2 sections of wire and replaced it just with 1 wire. So all those teeth are now in place, permanently wired, so they're not going to go anywhere. And all that leaves is a gap that side. And I can't remember if I showed you my last video, but it was probably about 2 millimeters. Less than a millimeter. I've got bands to wear to sort of help the power chain, to put a power chain on that side. So I've got bands to wear to help the power chain to close the gap on that side. And I do wear elastics in a very weird kind of crossways. Whenever I can, I have to take them out when I need to talk, to help with my alignment issue. My midline is way off, so yeah. So I said, well, I'm a bit confused because the last appointment I had, she said something about not having been able to achieve the right degree of underbite. And I said something like, oh, you want 8 to 10 millimeters underbite. Well, she looked through my records. I don't know where I got that figure from. Pulled it out my ear, clearly. They wanted 5 millimeters. They couldn't get 5 millimeters, so they took teeth out. They then thought they might be able to get 6 or 7 millimeters. They've got 5. They've got 5 already. That's 5. Maybe even more now. But anyway, she said, no, we've got the underbite we need to do the surgery. All we're waiting on is the gap. So I said, well, look, I don't want to press that I'd really like to know roughly when we're talking. Are we talking 3 months, 6 months, a year? She said, we're just waiting on that gap. She said, it's going to take a couple of appointments to close the gap, and then you've got to have moulds made, and then we'll book you in for a consult with the surgeon. So end of the year. That's all right. I can cope with that. I know it's no nearer, but because I know a little bit, well, it's a bit more set in stone, I'm happy with that. I feel like I know what the treatment path is now, so I'm happy. So literally less than 1 millimetre stands between me and surgery at the moment, which is quite exciting, really. And at the rate they're closing, my next appointment's in just under 4 weeks, and the last one was 2 weeks ago. I've gone back to a 6-week appointment booking, but that's fine. I mean, I can live with that. But yeah, I mean, that is it. Less than 1 millimetre. No gaps anywhere else. So there you go. A little bit more positive. So this is probably going to be my last update for a while until this gap is closed, which could be in 4 weeks, might be in longer, but you know. Yay! Anyway, bye for now.